Hey everybody, it's Never, and more pound fist camping is happening. But I did sleep for a while, so I don't know if I'm lucky that he hasn't spawned yet, or if everyone else is unlucky that's been here. So there's a bunch of new information up on like MMO Champion about about 6.1, and I wanted to talk about some of it because I've been looking at it, and some of it looks really good, some of it looks a little concerning. You know, like I said in my other video, I do believe that Blizzard's trying to do the best job they can, but that doesn't mean that they can't use some extra information and some feedback from us, because that honestly helps shape the game so much. Also, don't be an annoying jerk and kite this guy onto the group, because it's super annoying when he just messes with everyone like that. Don't be that guy. Nobody likes that. I don't know, maybe someone does. But anyway, so the new stuff coming in 6.1, there's a lot of new quests that take place at Iron Docks, and there's, I guess I'm just going to go through the list here and talk about a little bit of it. There's a bunch of new battle pets coming to like Black Temple and Tempest Keep and Sunwell. And there's another meta pet thing, so it's like Raiding with Leashes Part 3. And the meta gives you a pet Naru, which I'm really excited about because I think that's super cool. So hooray, props to Blizzard for that. I didn't even think of that. There's also, looks like there's going to be an Heirloom Collections tab, and there's ways to upgrade your heirlooms so that they scale all the way to level 100. So that's really, really sweet for anyone with alts. There's new anti-aliasing options. Now, what that does is, I tried to explain this another time, and I didn't even put the video out, but I'm going to make this really short this time. Different anti-aliasing options, the real benefit to it, outside of just getting the specific type of image quality you want with anti-aliasing, which just kind of smooths out the jagged edges around stuff. Because normally, I mean, you look at mine, it actually looks pretty nice how it is, but normally it can look really, really bad, and the edge like really sticks out if you don't have anti-aliasing on. That's what aliasing is the edge essentially just looking like garbage, and it really wrecks the whole look of the game. And having different types of anti-aliasing means not only that you can get the image quality that you want, but it also means that you can choose the one that is the most suited for the type of system that you're running. So if your computer's like really strong on graphics card but maybe a little weak on CPU, there's certain anti-aliasing types that are very happy to run on a computer like that, and it can improve your gameplay and your performance without sacrificing a lot of image quality. So that's the real benefit there for most people, because one of the reasons they've kept WoW's art style the way it is because it's very accessible to a lot of range of systems. So that's good. There's a new account type, which is called a Veteran Edition account, and it's got some restrictions, kind of like a starter account. I'm not really sure what the point of that could be. Maybe it's something like, hey, if you played the game for this long, and you want to come back and play, you can do it for nothing, but you can only play certain things. I don't know, that's just a guess. Maybe it's something else. There's a new UI thing for boss kills, but I don't see any, there's no like example or picture of it, so I don't know what that is. It might be something like showing the whole loot table and then showing what you got or what's available to you. I mean, if it's just more information, then I think that's a good thing. They're adding something like a death log just to show how you died each time, which if it shows everyone in your raid, that would be really useful, and it would essentially just mean we don't need to use a combination of different add-ons to find out exactly how people died in a quick, easy way. So that's a good change. This one is a big one. You can cancel flight paths and land at the next flight master in your trip. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this, because this is such an amazing addition, and it's something that I thought should be in the game for a long time, but like, I mean, I remember in vanilla thinking, man, why can't I just stop why can't I just jump off of this, you know, this wyvern? But yeah, they put that in now. That's so cool. I hope that actually works. And then there's more graphic stuff like ambient occlusion. So if you look on my screen, you can see that there's actually a very faint like shadowy border around everything. Every like main like actor on the screen has like a slightly darkened border there. You can see it's actually glitching a little bit with this bear. The outline on this bear's leg here is lighter, and that's the ambient occlusion interfering with his shadow beneath him. Ambient occlusion doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, but actually it makes a huge difference on what your eye sees, because it makes everything that's an actual actor on the screen kind of pop out from the rest of the stuff, and that's one of the things you really want. That's one of the things I color correct for on my videos, is to make the important things more eye-catching than the background. So that's actually a pretty nice little addition there. I'm going to start moving a little quicker through this because I'm taking way too long just talking about the technical things. So there's now an achievement for Pepe. If you have Pepe on your head when you kill basically every boss in Warlords of Draenor, you get this little whistle which lets you summon him, and it's a 1 minute cooldown, and it probably lasts an hour. But it means you don't have to go back to your garrison to get him all the time. Really cool. There's also a new version of all of the two motorcycle mounts anymore. You get one where you're actually riding in the sidecar, it looks like, and then some NPC or something is driving it. So like you're super important. And I think that's kind of cool. A kind of controversial item is this ultimate battle training stone, which I don't know how you get it, but it's consumed unused. But this, if you use it, it instantly trains any battle pet up to level 25. Just boom, level 25 from that pet. And I've got mixed feelings on this. On the one, it means that there's a lot of work that people have put into. I mean, there's people in my guild. The top pet battler on my realm is in my guild, who's got the most well-regarded pet collection. And actually, the top goes back and forth between a few people, but one of those people's in my guild. And I know how much work this person puts into this, and having it all of a sudden kind of just go down to, well, you just get this item, and then you get all your pets up really quick. It's a little concerning, but I will point out that it depends on how they implement it. It may not really be a big deal, so we'll just kind of have to wait and see. Okay, the next thing is that Draenor now has a Lore Master achievement, and if you complete a zone story, you get the treasure map for it, which is pointless, because who's not going to have this piece of magic? It's called Handy Notes, and there's a plugin for it called Draenor Treasures, and so what that does is that makes your map awesome. Hey, look at that. Let's go to Negran. See, look, all these treasures here. I've just got them all. Tells me, well, all the ones I don't have. You can set it to show all of them, but like all of these, I haven't got these yet. Just haven't got around to it. And also, this tells you, look at the notes there. It tells you what to do with it. It even tells you like what the thing is in a lot of cases. Like a random green mace there. So, super useful add-on. Go get that. Don't even worry about the treasure maps. You don't need them. Let's see, going on. There's new Darkmoon Faire race achievements, so there's going to be some kind of racing in Darkmoon Faire, which sounds really sweet. I'm looking forward to seeing whatever that is. There's a storm crow, like a lightning raven mount that was seen data mined a while back. It looks like that thing is probably whatever this void talent of the Dark Star is they're talking about, and I don't know what it comes from or how to get it, but that looks pretty cool. There's a bunch of new garrison stuff. Like stuff to do 5 work orders at once. Mission complete orders would instantly complete a mission. Garrison Scout Report grants a random mission for which you're eligible. Just some little items to kind of help that go a little faster, and I don't have a problem with those. I mean, they could sort of ruin some of the dynamic or the work that people have put in already, but you know, I think this is just addressing some of the frustrating things that didn't always work out with garrisons so far. Shut up. I'm grumpy in the middle of the night. So there's a bunch of some other stuff. There's some Blackrock Foundry spoils, which means that there's going to be missions there. So get your people geared. You want to have your followers geared up, like 2 of them up to 645, I think, and then that lets you get the nice stuff. But there's really no good reason to go past that. So stop at 645 and start getting other people up, because you're going to want to jump them even farther when 6.2 hits. I'm pretty sure it's 6.2 when the new raid tier happens. There's new archaeology missions, and followers gain experience for completing work orders, which is a big one. But here's the big one, or well, I guess there's 4 really big ones for garrisons. Number 1, which is the smallest of the big ones, is that garrison invasions now have a platinum rating, up from the gold rating. When, you know, that's cool. But I think that's good because getting gold is kind of easy. If you've got 3 people that can fog a mirror, you can pretty much get gold. So I'd like to see getting gold, or in this case platinum, on garrisons, you know, be a little tougher. It should be, you know, kind of like at least as hard as like a heroic dungeon, which aren't really that hard if you got some gear. And I really like the heroic dungeons. I think they're a pretty comfortable level of difficulty. So there's that. But you can now summon a 10 to 40 player boss in your garrison, and that's really all it says. But I'm thinking of Brawlers Guild and some other stuff that it could be a really sweet addition to the game. I'm really looking forward to what that has to offer. Harrison Jones is going to be a follower. He's going to stay in your garrison, and if you do his quests, you can get him as a follower. So that's pretty cool. But here's the big one, and this is one that I specifically have asked for a couple of times. I know a lot of other people have asked for. I'm just really happy to see here, kind of like the flight path thing. But the garrison is getting a jukebox, and there's even achievements for collecting different songs for it. And I'm so happy for that. There's also some information on the legendary quest line. I'm not going to spoil that for you. If you want to find out what that is, it's not hard to find out what's going on. And you know, this might be an indication of who the legendary follower is. So I won't talk about that. It's not somebody that I really thought of, but it makes a lot of sense if you see it. So if you want to talk more about that, then just leave a comment and I'll be happy to talk about it. The other thing that I've seen there is there's a lot of balance changes happening to classes. A couple of things, like one, and I thought this was already in the game, but the Dranic Pet Battler achievement now requires 150 battles instead of 500. And I thought they already changed that, but maybe they changed it from like 2,000 or something down to 500. But anyway, I don't know. Changes like that are kind of sucky, because it means that some people worked really hard to get it, and now like everyone else is getting it easy. So it's tough to know what to think about that one. The last thing is just the oh no, next to last thing. Okay, so there's a new thing with Love is in the Air. At least it wasn't there last time I did Love is in the Air, because I think I missed it last year, because I've done it so many times. There's 50 love rays being active on you simultaneously. It's an achievement. If you get that, you get a true love prism. I don't know what that does or anything, but you know, be prepared to just like be doing love rays all the time. You know, in a month. That's going to be what's going on, I think. There's also some new stuff that's becoming a toy. Some of this is such a good idea. Okay, so that Serengei, come on. This thing, the Sargerai disguise, that's a toy. the barrel of bandanas, or yeah, some in the barrel using containing mystery bandanas for you and your friends. That's pretty sweet. It comes from pickpocketing if you're a rogue, so I don't think you can use it if you're not a rogue. There's the Morose polish, the mini mana bomb, the personal hologram. There are a couple other things. Those are all. Oh, and the scroll of storytelling that you got from Christmas if you did that scroll of storytelling, which makes it look like old-fashioned and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah, all this stuff is becoming toys. That's really sweet. So, but let's see. I think that's everything. The last thing is that there's a lot of. Oh no, I forgot. There's more stuff. 2 new chat channels. Who knows what they are? Bigfoot World channel and Meeting Stone channel. Those are probably like placeholder or technical names and not what we'll really call them. I don't know. And some new areas that look kind of interesting. Edge of Reality, Statue of Anzu, Forgotten Frostwolf Cache, and that's an area, so that's kind of interesting. But I'm not going to spoil any story stuff for you. There's a lot of balance changes happening for classes, and it looks like some really good stuff. Like for feral druids. Okay, I PvP a long time, but I can tell you right now that the self-healing and survivability of feral druids is too strong. It's way too easy for me to live. It's not as easy for me to kill stuff as I think it ought to be compared to what I see some other classes doing. But I'm way too resilient in cat form, and so they're actually addressing this. They're giving a couple of our abilities a little bit more damage, but they're reducing how much healing some of our heals can do. It looks like, and this might change. And I just kind of glanced at them, so I might be missing it, but it seems like they're doing a good job with that. Shamans are getting buffed, so all you shamans out there, you just chill. It's okay. Life will go on. It'll be fine. But this is like I was saying in my other video. Blizzard is paying attention to this and doing it. The reason they don't just make changes right away is because sometimes they need to see exactly how the change works, and they don't want to make a change every 15 minutes and just kind of monkey everyone around with the game like that. Instead, they want to find out what's really going to work and thoroughly understand the problem and make as few adjustments to it as possible so that the game isn't just jumping all over the place all the time. So it's a good thing. Anyway, that's the most of it. You can look at the full notes, and there's a lot to read if you want to look at it. And a lot of the balance stuff is going to change. It always does. But most of the feature stuff, just expect actually a little bit more of it, because it looks like it's really preparing for some pretty cool stuff. And I'm thinking this is going to be a really nice patch. There's a lot of things that are in there that I've been waiting for a long time. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope that this was helpful or useful to you. Please subscribe to the channel so you can see the new stuff coming, and share with your friends so that they can keep up to speed on things. And if you've got a suggestion for what you want to see during some of these just descriptive or talkative update videos, let me know, because sometimes I'm just standing there and I'm not really sure what it ought to be. I don't know if other stuff happening in the background is distracting or not. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about that, and then I'll see what I can do to make it a little more interesting. It looks so awesome right now. Okay, thanks, bye.